Alright, we're going to do some more multiplying and some pictures to show you how to do multiplying decimals. We're going to continue thinking about multiplying decimals. You're going to think about how the strategies you already know and use for multiplying whole numbers works and how it might help to change or extend the ideas of multiplying decimals. So if we look at this, we know 2 times 7 is 14. That's a strategy we already know. So let's use running as a context for this problem. If Joshua runs 7 miles every day for 2 days, how far did he run? Well, we know he ran 14 miles. What if he ran 7/10 of a mile for 2 days? Do you think he'd run more or less than 14 miles? Well, I think it will be less because this is a whole number. That's 7 whole miles. This is only 7/10 of a mile, so it's not even a whole mile. So if we look at that, if I draw a number line and I show this is showing tenths. If this is 1/10, so he started off at 7/10. So he started right here, but he did it 2 times. So here is 1/10, 1/7/10, and we got to go 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we jump again, the 7. We know he went 1 whole one, plus 1/10, 2/10, 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10. Sorry, didn't jump far enough. There's 4/10. 0.4. So now our answer is 1.4. So let's erase this and let's look at this again. Now if we are jumping, let's say he only ran 7/100, so that means in between 1/10, because we know there's 100 tenths in one whole. So if he ran this, it would have been he would have ran 7/10, 10, that's one whole, and 7/10 is here. And then if he ran another 7/10 more, he would be about right here. So here's his first 1/100, 700s, and here's the other 700s. So he ran 1/10, 400s, or 1400s. Notice what happened when we did it that way. So let's look at this, and what do you think by estimating? Just look at it. I look at it as a whole number first, 32 times 8, which is really close to, so do you think your decimal, it will be 8.8 is 8/10 is close to a whole number, so that I know it's going to be close to 32. It's not going to be 352, and it's not going to be 2. I'm going to estimate it's this because this is close to one whole, and if I take 32 times one whole, I get close to that. So I want you to estimate with your partner on all of these and what you think your answer would be, and then check. Okay, I hope you talked with your partner. This is page 70 in your binder. I know that 5 is half of a whole, so I went with half of what 45 is, and that's how I estimated there. I know 7/100 is not even close to half, so is this reasonable if this is right? I would say I made a mistake and it should be here. Do you agree or disagree, and why? 6 is half again, close to half, so I took it in half. This is under half, so it's got to be less than half of this. So I know that this is correct. This is less than a half, a lot less than a half. It's almost a third, a fourth, because 25 would be a fourth of a whole. So if I divided this by 4, this is what I would have got. What is the total value of 245 pennies? So this is worksheet number 71. Please talk with your partner what you get on those. Talk it back and forth. So here are my strategies. I would like you to get your journal out and put these in. Multiply like they're whole numbers. Think about how big the answer should be and put the decimal point where it makes the answer the right size. So here we are, multiplying just like if it was a whole number. Forget about the decimal at first. Then look at where the decimal point is and where is that percentage at. Otherwise, here's another one. Multiply like they're whole numbers. Count how many decimal places are in the factor and put that many decimal places in the product. So here I'll show you an example of that as we're doing this one. So I'm not even going to worry about the decimal right now. 8 times 8 is 64. So I'm going to carry this, that's 46, carry this, 16, 20. Now I could make another row, but I know my zeros are all going to be zeros. So I'm going to look, I've got to go 1, 2 to get out. That means I need 2 to get back in. My answer is 20 whole and 64 hundredths. Now, does that sound reasonable? Well, this is just about, this is only 8 hundredths, so we're not even close to half. So my number is probably right there. Ooh, this is out of a thousandths by thousandths. So if I look at this, I know my number is going to be really small. And how many times did I have to move it to get it out of there? 3 place values. I've got to make sure I'm in the hundredths place value. Thousandths place value. So it's 240 thousandths. If I look here, this makes it even a little trickier because I have 2 decimals. So I'm taking a half times a hundredths or a thousandths. My number is going to be really small. So I'm going to go and I don't like working like this, so because it's multiplication, I can switch it around, and let's see if that's easier for you. Now I'm going to put my decimals in, and I got to go 1, 2, 3 out. I also have to go 4 out because I have to get rid of all the decimals in to think of them as a whole number. So now that means I have to go 1, 2, 3 in, and 1 more. That means I have to add a 0 and add a decimal. I told you my number was going to be really small. I'm in the 10 thousandths. So does that make sense? If I had to go out 1 here and out 3 here, I add those together, that's 4. I went out, so that means I have to go in 4. Let's do pages, you did 71 of them together. Let's just think about that and go watch the next video and see if that helps.